Greetings gamers, I'm LotusCrane, and today I'll be reviewing Learn Japanese to Survive Hiragana Battle. An RPG Maker style game with edutainment elements developed and published by Sleepy Duck. It's $7 in the Steam store, and like a lot of the niche games that I play and review, it does not have a Metacritic score yet. Yokoso! Or welcome. I think that was also the title of my high school Japanese textbook. I don't think I have that one anymore. If I remember correctly, I think this is like my college Japanese textbook? I don't really remember. It says Nakama, which means comrade. This is to learn Japanese though, not communist theory. I did take Japanese lessons when I was younger. I'm still pretty okay, like, conversationally, like, at least as far as, like, restaurants or, like, watching anime without subtitles or dubs, you know, raw, is concerned, but I have to say, I've kind of forgotten some of my reading and writing fundamentals, so this is a little bit of a refresher course for me. Let's see. このゲームは日本語を教えるように設計されています。Hiragana. That's not too terrible. You'll learn how to read and write all of the hiragana characters during the course of your adventure. When your adventure is complete, you'll be ready to move on to more advanced Japanese studies, like Rosetta Stone, or, I guess if you're young and or motivated enough for it to be applicable, take a Japanese class in high school or college, or your local community center if you live in a cosmopolitan area. これや何をここでやっているの? 雪から降りてください. No, that's not right. What's the right verb? Plus, he's not saying please, so there's no reason for kudasai. It'd probably be more like yuki kara haite. I want to become a Pokemon master. No, slightly different plot. Aliens who turned out to be genetically enhanced humans killed my family. Now I want revenge. Someone find me a giant robot. Did you know that there's an alien wandering Japan who kind of looks a bit like Tommy Lee Jones? That's actually the plotline of a series of Japanese commercials for Boss Coffee actually featuring Tommy Lee Jones, because it turns out he loves Japan. So when he's not here in America filming some kind of movie, he just hangs out a lot in Japan. He just really likes the culture and the food and whatnot. Who knew, right? Konnichiwa, which is good afternoon, good day. No, still kind of weak. I'm not in the moment. I have to, like, if I'm going to voice act or normal act, whatever, I need to kind of have already been in that mental space prior to this. It's hard for me to jump back and forth between, like, playing and explaining and then trying to get into the voice of these characters. So, it's Japanese. Farewell. Sayonara. Oh, I mean, if you can't read the hiragana yet, yeah. That's actually a correct translation. Well, somebody thinks they're Kefka from Final Fantasy VI. So for those of you who can't quite read because I'm scrolling through too quickly, it's basically, oh, you pathetic weeaboos, you love anime and manga, and you don't even know the basics of Japanese because you only watch the dub. No, I'm kidding, and that's rude of me. You don't have to know Japanese to love anime or manga or games, but it certainly helps, especially considering, like, I mean, at least nowadays, I would say, like, 2/3, like 3/4 of what's made in Japan actually comes to the US in some format, even if it's like a fan translation, like emulator games or manga scanlations. But I mean, you're lucky. When I was growing up, we were lucky if like 10% of like anime or manga or like especially like JRPGs made it stateside. I mean, let me put it this way. Final Fantasy 4 and 6, respectively, came to the US as Final Fantasy 2 and 3, because Square, when they were still just Squaresoft and not merged with Enix, become Square Enix, they skipped entire numbers in the series, so... And if you want to get anime, I mean, this was like before the internet, right? Or when the internet was just primitive dial-up, so... I mean, I was lucky. Since I lived in New Jersey, it wasn't too difficult to take a bus into the city to the Elizabeth Center in Chinatown. And once again, sayonara. I forget, was it like $5 or $10 for like a bootleg VHS tape of dubious quality with like some of the Japanese television commercials intact because it was just filmed right off of Japanese TV stations. But yeah, we do live in a golden age. If you're an otaku, then it is not hard to watch, read, or play whatever you want, even if you speak no Japanese yourself. Yeah, I don't have a notebook handy. I do have a piece of scrap paper, so I'll use that. Yes, I am actually writing these, and if I mess up, I apologize. Oh no! I already messed up! Oh, that's terrible. Okay. No, that looks like a cross with like a Jesus fish. That it's more of like a slipped ankle thing. Okay, let me do this again. And that was totally someone messaging on me on Steam because they want to trade some game for keys. Okay, this is still not great. Wow, I really have to practice. Okay. So, I hope you guys can see this, but so that first one, that's like not even on the mark. Second one, again, looks like just a cross and a Jesus fish. They're one a little closer, but you see that my proportions and angle, especially on that final loop, are not fantastic. It's not fantastic. I am actually feeling kind of embarrassed right now. Thought it would be kind of instructive to show you guys from the beginning. And by guys, I mean guys, girls, non-binaries. Artificial intelligences approaching sentience. And I do apologize if the comment I made about like lazy weeaboos was like exclusionary or offensive. I mean, I do have to sometimes rein in like my own kind of snooty elitist pretensions. Just because I've been an otaku for longer than you've been alive doesn't mean I should be making fun of your fandom. It's not your fault that your generation can't write good fanfiction anymore. Oh, I know, I'm actually being really terrible and snarky today. But I mean, it's kind of true. This music isn't bad, but for the life of me, I can't remember if this is like from the stock music library for RPG Maker, or if Sleepy Duck actually went to the trouble of composing original music for this game. Let's see, that's O, U, and A. Enjoy the sight. This would be pretty much the only time we see Eric using the axe and Leon using the spear. Yeah, I was supposed to be reviewing this game for you all, but I feel like I'm being like, oh grandpa, and ranting about my childhood and what fandom used to be like in the good old days. Okay, so let's talk about the actual game part of this game as opposed to the intermittent Japanese lessons. Yada yada, generic information you know from playing every other JRPG in existence. And that is an A. So I guess one of my low complaints about this game as far as like the actual game side is concerned is it's like unnecessarily slow-paced and grindy. Also, that victory music is like way too loud relative to all the other music. Ramune. If you've never had a ramune, it's honestly, I say it's like 80% comparable to like Sprite or 7-Up, one of those kind of drinks. I mean, the name ramune, like, it's supposed to come from a Japanese approximation for lemonade, but it's really more of a lemon lime soda in a very pretty but maybe environmentally wasteful glass jar with like a marble as a stopper, and if you're really good, you can get the marble out intact. Though I think the way a lot of people do it is by just breaking the neck of the bottle, which is again not great environmentally, and also kind of unsafe to yourself. If you cut yourself, that'd be pretty tragic. Okay. And, well, let's just double up because of the health that these Hiragana have. Oh right, so like I was saying, one of my complaints about this game as far as the actual game side is concerned is it's unnecessarily slow-paced and grindy. Like, if the main point of this game is to teach Japanese, I feel like it's almost distracting to have the actual RPGing portion take this much time. Like, the fact that it takes like 3 hits, which is more than like a full round with only 2 people in the party, to take out the basic vowels a, I, U, and O. And you can like make these battles go faster and or not need to heal as much by going to town and buying equipment, but the actual prices for equipment, like, they're pretty high. It actually it took me almost an hour of grinding just to get like the tier 2 purchasable, so like the third weapon in the series for Claire. Like, does it really make sense for a game where we're here to learn Japanese, or we're here to learn Hiragana? Why would I want to spend an hour or 2 or 3 between the actual Japanese lessons, right? Like, I assume the format of doing this as a JRPG, or I mean rather like a Japanese learning tool masquerading as a JRPG, is like, I don't know, to reach people who have like really debilitating ADHD. I mean, I don't know if you figured out, but like, I have, you know, probably diagnosable ADHD. But like, honestly, I almost feel like I'd rather get on with the Japanese lessons than all this. For relaxing time, make it Suntory time. Like, I'm using a controller, right? And I mean, you can play this game using a keyboard, except what I feel like would have helped would be if instead of selecting options in a menu, I wish I could just type the correct answers, right? So it's just fight, answer, and like I'm moving around this menu, and right now, because it's just the 5 vowels, it's not too cumbersome, but imagine when you get to like all 46 Hiragana, do you really want to go through a menu of 46 choices just to do a basic attack? Like, I wish I could type A for A, or like later on like KA for Ka, SA for Sa, etc. Back to the actual important part. Kakiku Kekko.
かか
Wow, that is... Yeah, one more time. Oh, nope. Any penmanship master would know I'm totally cheating. You know what? So, on my first attempt for Ka, that's like too straight. It's supposed to be at an angle, but my proportions are goofy. Plus, you can see I took like a double stroke mark on that second one. So, yeah, I really need to work on my Japanese penmanship. Oh boy. Alright, so this is what I mean. We've gone through that, and we have 1260 yen. So it takes quite a bit of grinding to get these weapons, which speed up battles to the point where you're not spending multiple rounds taking down one basic hiragana. So on my own save file, like, I went back into the forest for like half an hour just to grind enough to get Claire and then Misaki their weapons. The name's Steve. Pleasure to meet y'all. I mightn't be the wisest old dog in town, but I can teach y'all a few tricks. Actually, no, I cannot. I'm a dog. Carry on. There's actually like adequate, if not like entirely original, JRPG writing in this game. One of the points of this game, and by extension this review video, is to learn Japanese. Hi! And we will learn the hiragana for all this later. I remember the teacher asked, what are some Japanese words that some of you guys already know? And because I had been like just reading like some cultural thing earlier, and the first word I said was sekihara, which means sexual harassment. And she was like, struck like an anime pose. Like, why is that a word you already know? What dark secret have you not been telling us? What's that limited edition Christmas ray? Kill everyone who thinks it's weird to be in a relationship with an anime character? Good times. I wonder how old you have to be before you start experiencing things like nostalgia. Like, it's weird explaining the concept of nostalgia to a kid, right? Oh, watashi, or like, informally like boku. But, I mean, they already said, you'll learn that later. Anata or like kimi would be another choice.
Anata.
Yeah, you usually use a person's family name, not their given name. You use their given name if you're being more familiar or intimate. Or like, oftentimes you can get away with using people's titles. So it's always acceptable to say like sensei or hakase or something. So this one is sa without the dakuten, but with the dakuten it becomes za. And it's interesting for two reasons. One is that depending on the font or your writing style, that C shape can either be attached or it can be separate. Like, I was actually a little taken aback seeing this. Again, my penmanship has become pretty terrible from lack of practice, but I hope I'm holding up the right line here. I think I have this oriented in front of the camera. So, if it's attached, it kind of looks like a C, and if it's separate, less so. I really need to work on my penmanship. The other reason why this is interesting is for Japanese speakers, the English TH consonant sound, as in the, that, is rather difficult. So instead, most Japanese voice actors will say za, most famously in za warudo. Because every Friday is JoJo Friday. So like most RPGs these days, learning Japanese to survive does feature side quests, which are an alternative to grinding battles to level up. And actually most of the side quests help supplement the learning of Japanese. Itadakimasu. So yeah, the side quests help teach you cultural tidbits.
Takoyaki.
For example, takoyaki. If you watch anime, or you're lucky enough to live near someplace like Mitsuwa, then
Takoyaki.
you already know what it tastes like, or also what it looks like. Can you say Azul? Azul. No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong educational program. So on the left side, that appears to be some form of mochi. Looks like toasted mochi from little crispy bits. B, of course, is meatballs of some kind. Interesting. I don't know if it's just the lighting in that photo, but the color's a little different than what I normally expect for takoyaki, though. That does, in fact, look like a takoyaki mold.
Soba.
Mmm.
Soba.
Alright, if you picked A, that's... I don't even know where to begin. It's possible that you don't even realize there's a language or a culture called Japanese if you picked A for this. And C should be fairly obvious if you watch anime. That's ramen, of course. Though, if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking at the logo on the side of that cup. I'm not sure that's actually a Japanese brand of ramen. That looks like it could be the Nongshim logo for a Korean brand of ramen. I mean, or, well, as I say, ramyeon. I mean, still very good, but, well, not good for you. It's like full of sodium and whatnot, but, interesting. I guess I couldn't find a Japanese brand of ramen for this. And then B is soba, of course. Cold buckwheat noodles. Well, I mean, some people do offer you hot soba, but cold is more traditional. Sashimi.
Sashimi.
So, the one in the middle, of course, is sushi. Well, technically, maki, or rolls. Sushi normally wouldn't have the nori seaweed around the sides. It would be the fish layered over, not a scoop, a nugget? A fistful of, no, not even a fistful, like a fingerful of rice. C, of course, is cooked salmon. And salmon's one of my favorite fish. Probably my favorite fish. And, I mean, once in a while having it cooked is nice, but I do generally prefer it raw. A, of course, is the sashimi. And I have to say, that is a really nice looking platter of sashimi. So the red stuff has got to be tuna, orange salmon. There's probably like some yellowtail on the left side. And, I'm not sure. I can't really make out a texture from here if the white stuff is squid. That's silver stuff at the top and bottom. There's no way that, because it would usually be its own special plate. But the silver color, it reminds me of a little bit like maybe like fugu, pufferfish, maybe. No, it's got to be something else. I don't know. It's not mackerel, is it? It would be easier for me to tell by tasting it than looking at it, but that's clearly not an option, sadly. While there's certainly nothing wrong with Boss brand coffee, I've actually always been a loyal consumer of UCC canned coffee. One of the reasons of which has nothing to do with the taste is because there was an advertising campaign for UCC coffee featuring the characters from Neon Genesis Evangelion, one of my all-time favorite anime. Do you see what's in the background here? Yep, that's Rei Ayanami, always watching me. And by extension, always watching you. What's that limited edition Catgirl Rei? I'm the greatest YouTuber ever? Honestly, though, anime aside, yep, I'd still take this, or Boss Coffee, or really any Japanese, or for that matter, Korean brand canned coffee off of what they serve at Starbucks. I've actually always thought that the flavor balance for Starbucks coffee, at least their main line, not their overpriced and overly fascinating specialty drinks, I've also found the acid balance to be a little off and generally over roasted, even for their lighter roasts. It's pretty reasonably priced too. I mean, even at Mitsuwa, this is only $1.49. I think that's as much as you would pay for a bottle of Frappuccino, right? Well, now I have enough energy to play video games for another 20 hours straight. No, I wish. I'll play for a few hours, record a little bit, edit, and then head to bed, because I need to work in the morning to support doing this. Ooh. Sweet. Is that actually an equipment upgrade? Oh, it is. Well, how about that? So this has been Learn Japanese to Survive, Hiragana Battle. There is a second game in the series out now, Katakana Battle, or was it Katakana War? I forget how they chose to specifically title the second game. But that one teaches katakana, which is like the second alphabet, also 46 letters. But it, as they said in the description for the word pen, we looked at earlier, that's usually used more for words with foreign origins. Overall, I'm gonna say LotusCrane approved. I do think this game has quite a bit of educational potential, and some of it is actually pretty funny in true JRPG fashion, like the talking dog. Again, my chief complaint is that the actual RPGing aspect of this is a little too grindy. Like, I wish you didn't have to level up so much and, you know, collect so much gold to buy weapons that you never even swing, aside from the one time that Leon and Eric got captured. Like, I really think the RPG itself should be easy mode, and you should be able to get to each dungeon or area in like less than 5 minutes without having to backtrack and collect extra gold or XP to do so. But yeah, no, I'm gonna say LotusCrane approved. Anyway, if you like this video, please remember to subscribe to my channel and share the link with your friends. And as you heard me in this video, if you want me to, you know, narrate or voice act in Japanese or English, I mean, I could play one of those rare bilingual characters, like some of the characters in Blood the Last Vampire, you know, the movie version, or Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. There's at least one character who just speaks Japanglish. I would be happy to do that. I mean, I would expect some form of compensation, not just because I need the money, but because I don't want to deprive actual professionals of their jobs. That would be kind of, you know, sketchy, unethical of me to do so. But yeah, I would love to do narration or audiobooks or announcements or voice acting at some point. And if you want me to do that, email me at lotuscrane@gmail.com. I'm LotusCrane, signing off.